Liverpool's search for a new manager appears to be over, because Andoni Iraola has now agreed a deal to become the club's next head coach. Let's break this down. There is so much to discuss in today's video, so be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. According to David Ornstein and multiple reliable reports, Liverpool have reached a verbal agreement with a highly rated Spaniard on a 2-year contract, with an official announcement expected later this week. Just days after Arne Slot's shock dismissal, the Reds have moved quickly to secure the man who transformed Bournemouth into one of the Premier League's most exciting teams. Iraola arrives at Anfield after guiding Bournemouth to a remarkable 6th place finish last season, earning widespread praise for his aggressive, high-intensity style of football. It's a brand of football many Liverpool supporters will hope can reignite the excitement that disappeared during the final months of the Slot era. But Iraola won't be coming alone. The 43-year-old is expected to bring several trusted members of his Bournemouth backroom staff with him, including fitness coach Pablo De La Torre, assistant Tommy Elphick, set-piece specialist Sean Cooper, and analyst Tom Webber. Liverpool are already working on arrangements to finalise the coaching structure ahead of the new season. There could even be more familiar faces arriving at Anfield. Speculation continues to grow over the possibility of a former Liverpool player joining Iraola's staff, with Thiago reportedly interested in a coaching role. While those claims have been downplayed so far, the idea of the Spaniard returning to Anfield in a new capacity has certainly caught supporters' attention. Perhaps the biggest surprise, however, is the length of Iraola's contract. Despite taking charge of one of the biggest clubs in world football, the Spaniard has only agreed a 2-year deal. While that may initially raise eyebrows, it's actually consistent with the way Iraola has approached management throughout his career. He has long preferred short-term contracts, believing they keep him motivated and constantly proving his worth rather than relying on long-term security. That philosophy reportedly stems from his admiration for Marcelo Bielsa, under whom he played at Athletic Club. Iraola's preference for shorter agreements has followed him throughout his managerial journey, and Liverpool have been willing to accommodate that approach. Of course, there are still questions. Can his relentless, high-energy style succeed across 4 competitions? Can he handle the pressure that comes with managing Liverpool? And can he deliver trophies at one of football's biggest clubs? What is clear is that Liverpool have made one of the most exciting appointments available. Iraola's football is fearless, attacking and entertaining, and if he can replicate at Anfield what he achieved at Bournemouth, Liverpool fans could be in for a thrilling new era. The deal is agreed, the announcement is looming, and Liverpool's next chapter is about to begin. After weeks of uncertainty following Arne Slot's departure, the Reds appear ready to hand the keys to one of the Premier League's most exciting coaches. The only question now is whether Andoni Iraola can turn promise into silverware and become the next great success story at Anfield. In other news, just when it looked like Allison Becker's Liverpool future was hanging in the balance, a major twist has emerged that could completely change the club's goalkeeping plans. For much of the time leading up to the end of the season, the Brazilian shot stopper had been heavily linked with a move to Juventus, with reports suggesting the Italian giants wanted him to become their new number 1 after 8 hugely successful years at Anfield. Speculation surrounding a potential exit only intensified as Liverpool prepared for a new era under incoming boss Andoni Iraola. However, according to ESPN Brazil, Allison has now rejected Juventus' offer of a long-term contract, delivering a huge boost to Liverpool and throwing his expected departure into serious doubt. The report claims the 33-year-old has instead chosen to remain at Anfield and could even extend his stay beyond 2027. Liverpool have already activated a one-year extension clause in his current contract, but discussions over a completely new deal are now believed to be a genuine possibility. ESPN Brazil state, the goalkeeper's plan is to fulfill the final year of his contract, and throughout the season, he will evaluate whether he will remain with the Reds or leave on a free transfer in the middle of next year. That means Allison's future is far from settled, but crucially, a move away this summer now appears increasingly unlikely. The development could have major consequences for Liverpool's goalkeeping department. Georgi Mamardashvili arrived with ambitions of eventually becoming Liverpool's long-term number one. But if Allison remains the undisputed first choice and signs a new contract, the Georgian's pathway could become significantly more complicated. Reports have already suggested Mamardashvili has been offered to several top Serie A clubs on loan, and Allison's latest decision will only fuel speculation that Liverpool may be preparing to stick with their trusted Brazilian for longer than many expected. With the World Cup currently underway, Allison is focused on helping Brazil challenge for glory before returning to Merseyside for Liverpool's first pre-season under Iraola. But behind the scenes, this latest twist could end up being one of the biggest pieces of Liverpool business all summer. A move to Juventus looked increasingly realistic just weeks ago. Now, Allison has stunned many by rejecting the Italian giants, and Liverpool may suddenly have a very different goalkeeping situation on their hands heading into the new season. What seemed like the beginning of the end for Allison at Liverpool has suddenly turned into a massive U-turn. By rejecting Juventus and keeping the door open to a contract extension, the Brazilian has thrown his future back into the spotlight. The big question now is whether this is simply a one-year delay before an eventual departure, or the first sign that Liverpool's legendary goalkeeper could be staying at Anfield for years to come. So, while reports of Allison's Liverpool exit have dominated headlines in recent months, this latest development changes everything. Rejecting Juventus is a clear indication that the Brazilian isn't ready to walk away from Anfield just yet, and with a potential new contract now on the table, Liverpool's long-term goalkeeping plans have been thrown into uncertainty. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for daily Liverpool content. We post all the latest Liverpool news every day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.